All right, so let's get right into it. We spend so much time and energy trying to cram information into our brains, right? But what about getting it back out again? Honestly, that's where the real magic happens. So today, we're going to explore the fascinating process of how we remember.
So let me ask you this, because I know this has happened to you. How is it that you can perfectly sing along to a song you haven't heard in like 2 decades, but you draw a total blank on what you ate for breakfast just this morning? It's a crazy, universal feeling, and it can be so frustrating.
But here's the thing, and this is actually great news. The problem probably isn't that you have a bad memory, and that breakfast memory isn't just gone forever. The secret, the whole key, isn't about the storage space in your brain. It's all about the retrieval system. It's about having the right key to unlock the right door. Okay, so to really understand these keys, we've got to look at the two main roads our brain takes to get to a memory. Now, they might sound kind of similar, but trust me, they are completely different. Let's break this down. On one side, you've got recall. Now that's the heavy lifting. That's like an essay question on a test where you have to pull the answer out of thin air. On the other side, you have recognition, which is so much easier, right? That's like a multiple choice question where the answer is literally right there in front of you. You just have to spot it. It's why recognizing a familiar face is easy, but recalling that person's name with no help, that's hard. So if recall is so much harder, how do we get better at it? I mean, how do you find what you're looking for in that massive library inside your mind? Well, the answer is all about finding these little secret passages, these powerful triggers we call retrieval cues. I absolutely love this metaphor. A retrieval cue is basically anything that helps you get back on the trail to a specific memory. It's a hint, a trigger, a little breadcrumb that sparks a connection and leads you right to the info you thought was lost for good. So our first type of breadcrumb is all about your physical surroundings. The idea is simple. When you form a memory, you're not just storing the fact itself. You're also storing the sights, the sounds, even the smells of the environment all around you. Come on, we've all done this, right? You walk into the kitchen with a mission, and then total blank. You have no idea why you're there. But the second you walk back into the living room where you first had the thought, bam, it pops right back into your head. That living room is the context. That's the cue. But it's not just about what's happening outside of you. Your internal world matters just as much. Your physical or your mental state, being tired or hyped on caffeine, gets all bundled up and stored right along with the memory itself. This is a classic example. Let's say you study for a big test while chugging coffee. Well, you might actually give yourself an edge if you have some coffee right before you take the test. That caffeinated state you're in becomes the retrieval cue for all the stuff you studied in that exact same state. And that brings us to what might be the most powerful internal cue of all, our emotions. Your current mood basically acts like a filter for your memory, making it way easier to access memories that match that same emotional feeling. It's such a simple but profound idea. When you're feeling happy, your brain starts pulling up other happy memories, and you get this amazing upward spiral. Of course, the flip side is also true. When you're in a bad mood, it can sometimes feel impossible to remember the good times because your brain is busy finding other sad memories. Your mood is a seriously powerful key. Okay, so we've got the theory down. We understand cues and retrieval. But how can we actually use this stuff to improve our memory? How do we give our retrieval system a real workout? Get ready for this, because it's one of the most solid findings in all of psychology. It's called the testing effect. And all it means is that the simple act of trying to pull information out of your brain, also known as retrieval practice, is way, way more effective for long-term memory than just passively looking at it over and over again. And this is the main takeaway. Spending hours highlighting a textbook or just rereading your notes, it feels productive, doesn't it? But it's not nearly as powerful as closing the book and forcing yourself to recall what you just read. It's all about making that shift from being a passive reviewer to an active retriever. And what's great is that the process is so simple. First, you learn something. Then, and this is the most important part, you put it away, get it out of sight. Step 3 is the workout. You actively try to pull that information from your memory. Write it down, say it out loud, explain it to somebody. Then you just check how you did and repeat. Every single time you do that, you are building and strengthening that mental path. So, we've got the paths to memory, we've got the cues, we've got a workout plan. Now let's talk about the master key that puts you in control of this entire system.
and it is called metacognition. This is basically the act of thinking about your own thinking. It's your brain's incredible ability to take a step back and watch itself in action. It's being aware of your own thoughts, checking in on whether you really understand something, and consciously choosing the best strategies for you to learn.
And that's exactly why it's the ultimate tool. Metacognition is what allows you to ask yourself those really important questions like, wait a minute, am I just rereading this or am I actively trying to retrieve it? Or do I really know this or do I just recognize it because the answer is right here? It's how you take all of these ideas and personalize them to figure out how you learn best. So let's end with this. Your memory isn't just some passive storage unit you just have. It's an active, dynamic process. It's something you do. You can engage with it, you can train it, and you can absolutely improve it. It's a skill, not just a gift. So the only real question left is, now that you know how the whole system works, what are you going to do with it?